Welcome back friends to AJAX, and where we had left off in this last tutorial was that we had this get data function calling a function in the JavaScript which was returning an object, and the object contained the name of the city and the count parameter for the number of weather days forecast. And the problem actually with this format, guys, is that this get data function is only called when this iron AJAX element is first stamped onto the screen or it is attached to the app. So the second time if you want to call this get data function, it may just not be all that possible. So at least currently in Polymer it is not possible. So what you actually have to do is that you have to replace this part with a variable of type object which would actually contain the data. So we'll just type in here weather params, okay, and then we'll go on to the properties file object and make the weather params object, and we'll give this a type of object. You'll always have to be very sure with the casing, because in case you just mess that up, that thing would not work at all. And we'll give this a value of like, okay, so in the value part you will not have to give in any kind of discrete value. You will have to actually write a function which takes in the parameters or something like that, and which would actually return the object. So we will write in here function, okay, and we will be returning an object. Okay, so we'll type in return and make an object. Okay. So the object actually that we want is like, it contains a q parameter with which actually denotes the name of the city. So we'll give this a city name as something different from earlier. So let me just type New York, okay, and then we'll give it a count parameter, count, and we'll put the count as 7, okay, and then we'll just put in notify true. Notify true. Okay guys, so next we'll just go and check that whether this thing runs or not. So all we have to do is to just refresh the app. Okay, so we see that this thing actually worked. So in case I just had put in any other city name like London, so if we just refresh again, we see that the thing out here is London and the number of count of days is 7. So everything is working perfectly. So now just in case you want to type in something like a different city name than the default city name and get the weather data of that, so we actually already have written a function which takes in the city name, and we'll just go back to that. So this function out here is actually connected to the paper button out here, so which actually reacts to the on click event, and we'll just head over to that. And what we have to do is that okay, so actually everything is working fine. One thing that we want to do is that when we click the button, this AJAX function, iron AJAX element, should be called once more again, and it should go ahead and do the query again. So basically right now all that happens is that this iron AJAX element or the element is only called once it is stamped onto the screen, and later ahead it cannot be called. So if you want to do an do a AJAX request later on, what you'll have to do is that you will have to give it an ID property, and we'll then have to get the from with document that dot query get element by ID, we'll have to get the instance of this iron AJAX element, and we'll then have to do a generate request, which is actually a part of the Polymer library, and the generate function is actually the part of the Polymer library. So in the next tutorial, guys, we'll just head over to that and may just put in the generate function out here, and everything will be working fine. So guys, meet you in the next tutorial, and bye.